Value proposition. Our business proposition helps lower income individuals walk on the moon by making the moon accessible. The virtual Moonwalk tour is for people of all ages with a focus on children who want to explore and learn about the moon but don't have the resources. Our VR tour can show people the moon up close in a budget-friendly way while feeling the real effects of space through anti-gravity. This anti-gravity and some spacesuits that we have really set us apart from other VR lunar tours because people can experience it as if they were really there. For our lean startup, we made two assumptions. One assumption is that people want to try space travel, specifically on the moon, but cannot afford it. And our second assumption was that people were willing to pay a small amount of money to experience a simulation of lunar travel. Our hypothesis was people who are interested in space and travel, or people that are interested in space travel would spend money to experience a lunar tour simulation. And how we would test this hypothesis is surveys and the release of a simplified online experience. The surveys would help us gauge interest in space travel, and then the simplified online VR experience would help us understand how likely people are to pay money for a VR tour of the moon. So how the surveys would work is we would interview our focus group mainly, which would be, since kids can't really fill out surveys, we would have the parents fill it out, asking their kid questions and whatnot, and put in the form. And then also with the simplified online VR experience, it would just be anyone that purchased our beta run. And then we could also survey them as well to see their experience and how likely they would be to pay for a more finished product.
A brief introduction to the virtual reality industry. In 2022, the approximate market capital for virtual reality was around 59.96 billion USD, and by 2032, that market capital is expected to grow by 27.5%. This capital includes various forms of virtual reality that could be, but not limited to, headsets, gloves, glasses, and the uses for virtual reality. Mainly, 60% of all virtual reality use is entertainment based, and the other 40% are used for medical procedures, like training medical procedures, training at various different job opportunities, whether that being piloting, construction work, or any work where using virtual reality as training will be more beneficial and less costly than training in person. So the total addressable market for our company, we are basing this off the price of our cheapest product, or cheapest service, which would be $25. So the population of the United States, population of adult citizens in the United States, would be 258,300,000. And if we took that and multiplied that by our $25 cost, it would be around 6.4 billion. And if we wanted to scale down a bit, focus around the population of Arizona, that the population would be around 4.28 million. And if we did that by 25, we would get around 107 million. If we wanted to scale down even further and focus only on Phoenix, the adult population for that is 1,230,000. We multiply that by 25, that'd be around 30,750,000. And then for our 5 forces analysis, for the competitors, there really is no competition in this space as of yet. It's fairly new, virtual reality meaning, and most people aren't basing their company solely off virtual reality. And in terms of substitutes, there is augmented reality and mixed reality. Augmented is where you're not wearing a headset per se. It's a 3D overlay over a live camera. And then mixed reality would be augmented reality and virtual reality mixed together. And for other companies, the barriers to entry would be the cost of equipment and the location. And then in terms of power for buyers, which would be anyone looking to buy a headset or various VR equipment, there's many choices. There's not any, let's say, you don't have to buy from one supplier. And then in terms of the suppliers, they are constantly trying to undercut each other, which is good for us because it's gets us equipment at a cheaper price, and it's also having them create new and improved products to win over customers.
So for our revenue models, we have a few that are going to offer us different streams of revenue. So the first is a pay-per-use model, and that's going to be $25 for one use. So that's for people who just want to experience our product without really committing to it, or for people who just kind of want to do it once. And then if they like it, we have a subscription model, which is $150 a year, and that gets them unlimited uses. That is what we expect to be our main revenue stream as long as we get some customer engagement and a lot of people like our product. And then for the wealthiest or the most loyal customers, really anyone who just loves our product and can spend a little more money, we're going to have a direct sale revenue stream that is $500 for a lifetime use. Now for our cost structure, we have, first of all, our non-recurring costs, so just these one-time costs, and that's going to be developing software, buying our VR equipment, and then preparing the physical VR space to be able to handle this technology. And then we have variable costs, which are updating the software every so often, paying salaries to our technical staff, and then maintaining the facility and the VR equipment. And now the fixed costs are going to be rent and property taxes, just, regular things to maintain our physical business. Now we also have some resources that are going to give us a competitive advantage. So our tangible resources that would be our high-tech VR facility, which is rare, valuable, and costly to imitate. Our intangible resources are our copyrights and patents for the software and for our creativity and ideas, and then also our capital. These are also going to be rare, valuable, and difficult to take or imitate. And then we have human capital, which is our technical staff and our skilled developers. Not rare or as hard to imitate, but definitely still valuable. But our competitive advantage will really come from the convenient use of a great service and a fun experience that people can do without having to buy a VR headset.
So our team is currently very well set for our business venture. We have a great advertisement and a customer service team, as well as we have a start to a VR development team. Currently, we are seeking a 3D artist, sound designer, animator, and a VR designer. We would hope to find that before we complete our entire idea, but if we can find them kind of as we need them, that will work as well. We have a great idea already created. We have a business that we want to create, and we're hoping that these jobs that we're currently seeking, that they have the exact same or at least a very similar look to what we want. And of course, we are willing to work with them and see what they have to say about the whole experience to make sure that it works and is even possible. Of course, that our ideas are very out there. We have a lot of great ideas, but we don't know how well the graphic design people are. I know it's a very hard thing to do, and something like the moon is very hard to envision in a way because we have a ton of great photos, but it's very hard to make that as 3D as possible.
And finally, to sum everything up, our talented team will continue to provide customers with the highest quality service and experience while also making it very affordable to do so. Please don't forget to tell your friends and family about us so you can immerse yourselves in outer space and enjoy a relaxing and jaw-dropping experience as an astronaut. It will surely be a journey that you'll never forget. Also, consider visiting our Phoenix location to take a trip to the moon today to test out the most updated and highest quality VR technology that is out right now. We guarantee that your experience will be out of this world. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation, and we look forward to seeing you next time with the spacesuit on. Make sure to visit our website and let us know what we can do to improve your overall experience walking on the moon. We appreciate any and all feedback that you may have, and we value the words of our customers dearly. Thank you so much again.